some understanding about why I sit on the position that I stand on, and I'm not moving off of it. Your group, no matter what group it is, a race-based group, religious group, gender group, age group, because you do got age wars too, sexuality group, or whichever group you're with or a part of. Your group can be the hippo and the other groups the antelope. And the wild dogs we can see as the ones that we often refer to as the 1% or the elite or the shadow government or whatever. Even our local governments.
There was a female bushbuck. It seems that the operation to catch her was not that difficult for the pack. As more dogs arrive, things are not looking good for the antelope.
Whatever group you are, just remember that the other groups see your group as the antelope and themselves as the hippo.
Mother, if you start crying.
Initially rescued by the hippo's unlikely intervention, now the antelope is stuck in the mud and the dogs return. The large male hippo has killed the antelope and thrown it clear of the mud, leaving it as easy prey for the dogs.
I look at the mud hole as people's objectives. You see, the antelope ran in there for safety, and the hippo needs that mud hole to keep itself from cooking in the African sun. Your group, my group, or our groups. I look at the mud hole as the things that our groups fight for. If it's racial equity in all its forms, or if you're fighting for the right to have Girl Scouts to be allowed in the Boy Scouts, or if you're fighting to keep prayer in school, or you're fighting to kick prayer out of schools, or if you're fighting to not be classified as a man even though you are, or if you're fighting for the right to be looked at as male even though you're female, or maybe you want to separate and have an ethno-state, or whatever our groups are fighting for, to me it amounts to a mud hole in my sight. Meanwhile, the dog's looking at us all as food.
But when it comes to a hippo, it's actually almost 100 times its size.
I only believe in one thing, and that is my "can't we all just get along" thing. It's the only way. Yes, a cookie cutter remedy, a silver bullet, okay, a one size fits all, and I'm not interested in a conversation that's opposed to that. I only believe in one thing that can get it done. Cheetah! Hold the charger! The leadership. Who'd be in charge of making that happen? Those two things, and I'm not moving off of them. But if there is something against those two things that's posed to me, it better be good. Because telling me about what's impossible or far-fetched is not good enough, especially because I already know that. Achieving equality is impossible too, but people fight for it anyway. Fights to end hunger is impossible to achieve, but people fight to end it anyway. A lot of things are far-fetched. Especially your "we need to unify with ourselves before we can unify with other people" thing. People always try that with me. Meanwhile, trying to get our own group on one accord, that's just as impossible and as far-fetched as linking hands with other people. I'm closed-minded when it comes to this. I don't want to hear it. And not just because, but rather because I've heard it all already. I've heard it all. I've seen it all. And it's the same old bullshit here in the United States and abroad. Same struggles going on. Been going on, maybe since the beginning of mankind. Meanwhile, the whole time, the same types of people been running the show. Wild dogs. And after they die, they pass the power on to their children. Meanwhile, all we've been fighting for is a mud hole, while the people up top gets to keep the fresh water. Even when there's plenty of room and plenty to go around, we still cut each other's throats. So I'm not open to no other ideals. But I already know about what other groups want. What people been wanting is what got us in this predicament. The examples of what I'd like to see are all over my channel. How to go about making it happen is all over this channel. The means to make it happen, I've pointed that out already. That's why I talk about the power of the internet so often on this channel. The means is in your hands already.